This is Paranormal Short Session 19 by Keith Evans. I'm at an unusual type, unique brick kind of built up off the ground, at least 3 or 4 bricks up all the way around. And it's got a grave cradle on top. So that would be a unique place to have a stairway going down to a secret cave or man-made tunnel. But I've looked over it good with the thermal imager, and there's no, if it is a secret entrance, there's no cool air leaking out. So I'd have to rule it out as being a secret entrance, but it may be, and it's just got a airtight seal on it. You know, that's right against the tree on this side. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. From the other angle, it's too much sunlight. You're all you're going to get is a blast of bright lights, and you're not going to be able to see it. So I come to this side so you can be able to see, get a good view of it from home or wherever you might be looking at this at. I'll show you. This is, looks like Sacree, S-A-C-R-E-E. And looks like one of the names is Hezek, H-E-Z-E-K. I can't make out the rest of it. It's so badly worn. Beside this flat grave cradle built up on like 4 high bricks on this side, we also have Benjamin S. Looks like Holly. He's got the little sign for the I'm trying to think of the name of that secret group. They're still around today. The Masons. That's your Mason sign there. He was born on the 23rd of January, 1815, and died 18th February. Looks like 1853. So I haven't noticed any unexplained or unusual cold areas. What you're looking for when you have a thermal imager is anything that's a cold area that cannot be explained. And if it can't be explained, then it possibly could be a ghost or spirit utilizing energy from the environment to do whatever they need to do. So let's go around and look at the back, see if we see any cool areas here. From the sunlight, I can get a real good picture for you at home, taking a video of the C5 camera screen, which is a flare C5. Now on this side, you can see, looks like there's a good bit of damage to the built up brick on this side. So it does look cooler in this area, but I don't see any flow of air coming out. If it isn't a tight seal and there is a cave or a man-made tunnel that goes to nowhere, there may not be any current coming in or out. Especially if it's not that deep or that far, it may have caved in or been closed off. So if anyone has any thoughts or any feelings about that, as to how I could explore that any further, let me know. As you can see, the overhang here is quite substantial. So this, if you can see it or not, I can't because I'm bending down low, but I want to give you at home the best possible view of what I can't see because I'm just about an inch off the ground. So, you see the grave cradle is larger than the 4 bricks that hold it up off the ground, making it almost easy for 5 or 6 guys to grab it. Of course, you got this palm tree here, plant between the iron fence there and this grave. I don't know why they would do something like that, because sooner or later it's going to either damage the fence or the grave. It might take a while, but I don't think that's a good spot for a palm tree. Alright, let's see if I can see the front of this better without getting the glare and the mirror image from the sun. That's the front, and this side is damaged too. You can see the brick kind of comes here and almost like it's been slid over. So maybe it has. Maybe the tree naturally slid it off its rocker. If so, it looks like the brick might go all the way across the top of what this is sitting on. So as you can see there, the brick goes further to the right than the overall slab, and it looks like that tree is scooting it over. All right, let's get back to see if we could. I haven't seen any unusual cold areas. It's rare. If you see a cold area, it might last for several seconds and then that's it. Almost as if the ghost or spirit is drawing energy from the environment just to say, hey, I'm here, hello. So if you see a cold area, stay on it, and then you'll watch it kind of dissipate. That hasn't happened today, but it's happened to me in the past. But it's really the least thing that happens to me, probably, would be cold areas that I can catch on camera. Now, the other least thing is out-of-body voices, where I hear a voice and there's nobody there. That was a vehicle going by with a loud radio. That's not paranormal. So, those 2 things happen very rarely, at least for me. It might have something to do with my makeup or my abilities to feel or understand or perceive the paranormal. Everybody's different. All right, I'm going to stop with the thermal imager and switch over to my Obelisk 5B, but before I even turn it on, I'll get it out of my pocket. I would like to ask the ghosts or spirits 2 things: that they give me a name that they like to be called, nickname, first name, last name, whatever they prefer to put out there. And also, I'd like to know what they liked most about Apalachicola. So those are the 2 things, the only 2 questions I'm going to ask today. So it's going to be really boring. But whatever data I can get, I can equate it back to that, as far as having something to do with those 2 questions or not having anything to do with those 2 questions. So, just a quick reminder to all the ghosts and spirits who don't know me. My name is Keith Evans. Paranormal researcher who puts this, the promos will go on Facebook and Instagram. Excuse me. The video in its entirety will go on YouTube, and my YouTube channel is called Paranormal Short Sessions by Keith Evans. for any of the living or the ghosts or spirits who want to check me out and see what I'm like. They could check out my book, The Hayes House Ghoster People 2. Comes in 2 formats. Paperback, found where good books are sold online. And it also comes as an ebook on Kindle. Now, the ebook on Kindle is fairly inexpensive. It's $2.99, $2.99. That's American, well, USA type money. There might be differences if you're talking about pounds or other types of financial money systems. Also, the paperback book is suggested retail at $22.99. Of course, you got to pay tax or shipping depending on who you purchase it from and what their rules and regulations are. Now, some places will do you a break. I've seen my book as low as $20 at certain locations, so shop around when you're online. All right, for the ghosts and spirits, I'm going to be using this, like I say. It's going to be a digital electronic readout, video and audio. If you don't want to be a part of that, then don't choose any words from my Obelisk 5B. And in the future, when I use my Flare C5 thermal camera, don't withdraw any energy from the environment. That way I won't see any unexplained cold spots. That's if you don't want to participate. As I recognize the ghosts and spirits' freedom to choose whether they want to be a part of a paranormal research session that's going to be viewed by others. All right, there's my Obelisk 5. You'll have my questions. You've had time to think about it. Let's turn the Obelisk 5 on. Mustard. Okay, so Apalachicola is that move? So you moved to Apalachicola. Or did you move from Apalachicola? What's the second word? Move is M-O-V-E, mustard. M-U-S-T-A-R-D. Did they make mustard in Apalachicola? Mustard. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Well, we'll see. Mr. Sikat Sakri, his grave cradle is being moved over by this tree that you can see right here. And that might have caused some of this crack because this part may not want to move, but it's up near the head, so that part had to move, or otherwise it would break. But this part kind of stayed, and probably that's what caused the crack. It kind of pivoted and put force on it. Then there's a hairline crack going that way. Gosh, I wonder if there's any way they could sacrifice this tree, and get it out of there so it don't cause any damage. It's not causing any damage yet to the fence that I can see of. It may have in the past bent it out some, especially in a hurricane with the wind blowing. It might sway some. Looks like that bar there is broken. All right, that's the neighbor's family plot. I only see one person here that has apparently the last name Sacree, S-A-C-R-E-E, and it looks like the first name is Hezek, H-E-Z-E-K. And then beside him is a Freemason, Benjamin S. Hawley. So Hawley has some more traditional Finn a gravestone for the time of period where he passed away, 1853. They're very thin, very narrow, and I've seen these type broken off in the graveyards. You can see here where the bricks, probably the bricks from that side, are just kind of pushed away. And then you have them laying down here. So, I'll turn that. So that's underneath of the grave cradle. You can see the broken brick. It's a nice, warm, sunny day. I'll show you panorama 360 degree of the sky. And it's a slight wind, so I'm in the shade. Hey, I always pick up places that are shady. You can see the shade by the ground here that I'm in. I'll do a 360 of the ground where I stand. And then over there, you can see the sunlight, you know. It's definitely probably 20 degrees cooler in the shade, but it's nice to have a little bit of breeze. You know, it's been a very slow day as far as the Obelisk 5B. Some people like to say it's not dependable because it just spits out words. Nah, it don't always spit out words. Sometimes it don't want to say a thing. First word today was move, M-O-V. Second word was mustard, M-U-S-T-A-R-D. I don't think that's a name, because I'd ask the ghosts and spirits for any name they'd like to give me. Nickname, first name, last name. And my second question was what they liked about Apalachicola. Maybe this person is saying they liked Apalachicola when they moved. So, I don't know. And then maybe somebody made homemade mustard in Apalachicola. And maybe they're saying they like the homemade mustard. It's hard to get that to come in clear. I'm not sure why. No. It's blurry, but that's the best I can do with the video camera I have and the screen of the Obelisk 5B. Maybe in the future, as more people do daylight paranormal research, there'll be places like Digital Dowsing where they sell the Obelisk 5B that'll make equipment for both day and night, so you can see them really well and clear. You know, you might have to buy 2 different pieces of equipment, but it'll be a screen where you can videotape it or take photos of it, and it looks nice even during the day with the sunlight in the background, if that's at all possible. So, and there's this little footstone down here, which goes with this grave here. So, I don't see any markings on that. I'll look at that really well from both sides. Well, actually, it looks like initials here. The last one looks like an H, maybe a B. B and H. All right, it does have initials. I can't say that I see the S, but I'm sure it's there somewhere. B to your far left, and H at the top to your far right. All right. Believe me, I like asking multiple questions, but when you do that, you shoot yourself in the foot, because then you have to remember every question you asked. And then when you do get answers, you have to say, well, which response goes to which question? And sometimes in real time, that's impossible for me to do. It's not like I'm on TV and I have a whole crew that's watching this in the background and coming up with suggestions, you know, and doing real-time research on Mr. Hawley or Mr. Cemtery to give me details of their life, to say, hey, that word might mean this because he did this when he was this age or whatever. And also, I think ghosts and spirits only have so much energy, that when they run out of energy, they may not have the ability to regenerate that energy within the time frame that I'm doing my paranormal research, which is usually 20 to 30 minutes that I videotape. If I'm there longer, I'm taking photos, I'm doing thermal images, and stuff like that. So I'm doing promo videos. So at that point in time, I may or may not have the Obelisk 5 on. So even though I'm at the location much longer than that, than the videotape time, I'm doing still photos and stuff like that. So well, 2 words might be the limit, which is okay with me. I'm not here to force anyone to respond to my questions. I'm only here to communicate. If there's a ghost or spirit that feels comfortable in communicating. If they don't feel comfortable, then, I'm happy with their decision. The only bad thing about the slabs like this is that they do deteriorate. I think this one has had, besides the tree growing out and causing cracks in it, I think the water has laid on it, and I think that etches it. Also, anything from the environment can also lay on it. You see how it's really whited out over here. There might be tiny cracks in there too. And we're seeing the crystals of this granite or whatever it is kind of leaching out. I can't say I see a complete date. It looks like there's maybe a 10 or 16 here. But the surface is really bumpy, so it's really etched out over the years. Probably water has laid here, and I'm sure that pollen and other dust and debris from the dirt has laid in the etched in letters, which are, show you here, they're etched in too. They actually go into it. So water can lay in all that. And over time, with the water freezing and thawing, it doesn't freeze that much, but it does get pretty cold in the winter at night. So if it's wet, it can cause a lot of etching and surface damage to a flat grave cradle. So I don't recommend them, and I haven't seen too many being used in modern day time. And when they are used, unless they're marble coated and kind of angled so that the water drains off, I don't think it's a good idea. I would use a standing up tombstone. So, all right. Since I'm not getting many words, it could be that Mr. Hawley and Mr. Cemtery is not available today. They might be doing something else in another part of the country, another part of the world, or maybe another part of Apalachicola. So, I will invite any ghost or spirit that's here to communicate with me if they like, because I'm not going to stay here too much longer since activity is pretty much slow. Well, 2 words and that's it. moving mustard. That's me coughing. This vehicle's whizzing by on Highway 98. If you hear that, that's not paranormal. There's far too many going by for me to document all of them, and I think from this far away you may not be able to hear them unless they're very noisy. So I'd like to thank everyone who watches my paranormal short sessions by Keith Evans and who likes my paranormal short sessions and who subscribes to my YouTube channel. It's free. And I'd like to thank everyone who likes my Facebook and Instagram, whatever you want to call them, places, pages, locations, where I put promos, and also I put still photos of my paranormal research that I do. And I label them with the paranormal short session that they are and the date that they took place, so you can keep track. So, again, thank everyone from the bottom of my heart that, looks at what I do and enjoys what I do paranormal-wise, and appreciate all your support. So, thanks again, and everyone have a very good day. Thank you. Take care.